Murders of George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, and Ahmaud Arbery 4 years ago led to a summer of racial reckoning. The country was on lockdown during the height of the COVID-19 pandemic, and everyone witnessed cell phone or body camera video capturing the unjust tragedies. During that same time, Marty Meyer penned a letter that went viral on social media called Just One Voice. For the first time, he spoke publicly about these racial injustices, asking how adding his voice to the conversation could help make a difference. So we reached out to Marty and asked if he could share his thoughts as part of our The Talk series. 4 years later, that letter transitioned into a nonprofit. Using his experience, his connections, and funding, Marty is now partnering with organizations who have dedicated their lives to helping our youth. And we were there as Marty kicked off this new initiative and learned how he plans to use his voice. Marty Meyer has always been good at connecting the dots, which is likely a required ability when you're the CEO of a commercial real estate company. For 20 years, he led Sterling Properties before announcing his retirement in 2022.
This was not at all in my plans for retirement.
While his days as CEO are behind him, he's continued full-time in his role as dot connector, using his connections to help those who want to help young people see the bigger picture.
I have met some people who are doing amazing work at the ground roots level, that I can't do myself. So it's just primarily giving mostly underserved youth or maybe at-risk youth opportunities, or at least opening their eyes to things that maybe they wouldn't be aware of.
He announced his efforts for the first time with the launch of his nonprofit, Just One Voice.
It is just one voice doing something, doing where one person can do something for somebody else, and then that spreads.
I've questioned if there was anything I could say or do that would actually make a difference.
In the aftermath of George Floyd's murder, Marty penned an open letter on social media titled Just One Voice.
As a white male growing up during the time of segregation, racial discrimination, and unrest,
refusing to be silent any longer about racial injustice, Marty questioned how he could use his voice to make a difference.
I see how far our country has come, and yet how far we have left to go.
I started out saying, what can I do? Or not knowing what I could do, but maybe one person can do something, and I've learned it's like the butterfly effect.
Marty began his journey to use his voice, connecting fellow CEOs with members of the community.
How do you exactly explain and get maybe a child that's under 13 to understand what racism is?
He sees this as a way to build bridges, using these conversations to find common ground and understanding. Since then, he's met with several young people, approaching their conversations with an open heart and a listening ear without judgmental thoughts.
Just the fact that you spend time and ask them, show interest in their life. And so that's when I started thinking, well, if I can spend an hour, and then maybe during that hour, I can help them figure out, well, what can I help them do next?
One of those first conversations was also on our air.
The narratives is crazy, but if you don't live through the stuff, you don't know. So, it's what we're doing right now. That's how we get the change we need, standing next to each other.
We introduced Antonio, also part of our The Talk series, to Marty. The two had never met and were far apart, both in age and experiences. That conversation led to a friendship that continues today.
Here we are about 4 years later. What do you think about what he's doing with Just One Voice?
Listen, I don't want to take credit for it, but seriously, honestly.
You usually do.
No, but it shows me that talk really mattered. Right. He applied. He took from an experience a walk of life that he's not from, right, and turn that into something tangible for people to do for others.
2, 1.
One of the first benefactors of Just One Voice was North Shore Robotics. After meeting the company's president, David Shapiro, they discussed ways to introduce the programs to those who wouldn't otherwise have the opportunity.
His passion is teaching robotics to these underserved communities. One of his goals is he was trying to establish a startup program of teaching robotics at the Florida Parish's Juvenile Detention Center.
But if one robot mess up, all of them mess up.
So not only are they going to be rehabilitated, but they're going to be able to do something more than when they came out of here.
I think I know what's wrong with it. It's turning. It's turning.
Mostly great kids that made a mistake. Great kids that didn't have an infrastructure to help them. What do they do when they get out? What kind of skills do they have when they get out? Where it started with just one voice.
It's just the beginning of this new chapter in Marty's life. While the programs he connects with receive some funding, he finds it takes a deeper connection to solve societal problems.
I could have written a check to these organizations and who knows, might have been successful, it might not have. But I've found that getting involved, spending time, getting connected, the connection in many cases I thought was more relevant than even just the funding.
Why is it that you were so dedicated to this effort when so many people discouraged you from doing it?
It wasn't in my game plan. It was not in my long-term strategy. It certainly wasn't in my retirement strategy, but somewhere along the line, as I met people and I started hearing their stories, I felt like spending time can make a difference.
Now that he's at it full time, Marty says he'll use his voice to amplify some of the voiceless, hoping to serve as one of just many guiding lights for our city's youth who are sometimes forced to navigate complex issues, helping them connect the dots along the way.
Thank you so much. I'm so proud of you guys.
We try.
And I'm proud of what you're doing here and everywhere where I see you.
Thank
Thank you for being you.
And if you want to learn more about Just One Voice, you can always visit their website at just-one-voice.org.